Breaking news, Draymond Green has been suspended for 5 games after putting Rudy Gobert in a headlock in the Golden State Warriors versus Minnesota Timberwolves game last night. Adrian Wojnarowski just put out this Woj bomb a few minutes ago, stating this is the league's decision for what they call a dangerous move that he did put on Rudy Gobert. Now, to break this whole thing down, I'm going to have to take you back to last night's game and really tell you what happened last night in less than 2 minutes. Into the ball game, Klay Thompson and Jaden McDaniels got into a bit of a scuffle. Jaden McDaniels and Klay Thompson had each other's jersey by the neck, and ultimately McDaniels did rip Klay Thompson's jersey like a frickin' phone book right off his chest. So while they were in the midst of this scuffle, well, that's when Rudy Gobert comes into play here. He wraps both of his arms around Klay Thompson's back. From certain angles, it looks like a headlock. Other angles, it kind of looks like a bear hug. But ultimately, the referees did rule Rudy Gobert to be a peacemaker in the situation, so I'm assuming they looked at the angle where it was a bear hug. Well, here comes Draymond Green from the other end of the court. He immediately wraps Rudy Gobert's head in a headlock. I mean UFC, WWE, both hands on the wrist, headlock. Rudy Gobert throws his hands up saying, I'm a victim here, I'm not doing anything. Steve Kerr's on the court saying, Dre, stop. But that's the thing. Draymond wasn't stopping, which I really think the excessiveness of the headlock definitely made this move look a lot more dangerous than what it was. But ultimately, Draymond Green will not play the next 5 games. He will not be paid. And Klay Thompson, Jaden McDaniels, and Rudy Gobert were all fined $25,000 for the incident that took place in the first 2 minutes of the Warriors versus Timberwolves game. The Warriors did ultimately end up losing that game 104-101 because they didn't have Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, or Jaden McDaniels and the Timberwolves. All 3 were ejected, while Draymond Green was issued a flagrant 2 penalty. Rudy Gobert was not ejected, I think because he was listed as a peacemaker in this situation, but they did play without Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and without Steph Curry. He was ruled out before the game with knee soreness, so the Dubs did pretty good without their 3 stars, but now they're going to have to adjust the next 5 games without Draymond Green. Well, when you look at the next 5 games, that's Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, Phoenix Suns, and the San Antonio Spurs, which is an in-season tournament game. All of those games will now be played without Draymond Green. I want you guys to go ahead and comment your one-word reaction to the Draymond Green suspension. Mine would probably have to be understanding. I do not want Draymond Green to be suspended. I don't want the Warriors to play without him. But at some point, this is his 5th suspension. He's already been ejected from 2 games this year. They've played 11 ball games so far. He's 33 years old. At some point, you kind of have to look at Draymond and say, look, you can defend your teammates, but you can also do it in a way that's not going to hurt your team any more than not jumping in the fight would. Klay's his guy. He always has been. Steph Curry's his guy. And if there's one thing I know about Draymond, it does not matter which Warrior is in a fight. Draymond Green's going to come in swinging because that's who he is. But at some point, you're going to have to tone that down because now you're hurting the Warriors by not playing the next 5 games, where if you just kind of sat out for one fight, you'd be in it. And you may have helped the Warriors win last night. But ultimately, I want to hear from you guys. Drop your one-word reaction to this while I tell you about PrizePicks. It is our sponsor here on Warriors Today. It's my favorite daily fantasy sports app. I love it so much, I'm currently playing right now. I'll tell you guys my picks after I tell you how to play. All you have to do is pick between 2 to 6 players, pick their projected stats, and just click more or less. Both of these picks took me less than 60 seconds, and they're all NBA, even though you can do NFL, MLB, multiple sports categories, but ultimately, it's b-ball time for me. I've got Trae Young having more than 7.5 3-points attempted, Jordan Poole having more than 15 field goals attempted, Damian Lillard with more than 24 points, which he's already hit that. PrizePicks did let me know about that. And I had Jalen Brunson having more than 4.5 free throws made. If you guys want to play, all you have to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use promo code CLNS for a first-time deposit match up to $100 and watch yourself win some real money in real time. The NBA did release an official statement about why they determined to suspend Draymond Green for 5 games, and ultimately, I'll do a little reading for you guys, and the fact that the NBA just declared the suspension based on Green's unsportsmanlike history. Like I said, this is his 5th time being suspended, so the league's going to have to take a stance at some point, and I think this is it. You could have suspended him for 2 games max, but it was a pretty intense headlock in my opinion. Although, I'm not saying anybody's to blame. I'm not saying one person did more than the other. I understand Rudy Gobert also got himself involved in the fight, but Draymond does this. Draymond also punched Jordan Poole in the face last season, and he was on the team. Not to bring up old stuff, but you know what I mean. So Draymond's got a history, so the NBA is now officially taking a stance. Well, it's hurting the Warriors. They don't have Draymond for the next 5 games, and Steph Curry has already been ruled out for tomorrow's game versus the Thunder as he continues with that knee soreness. However, an MRI did come back and saying there's nothing alarming about Steph Curry's knee, but once again, now you're without Steph Curry and you're without Draymond Green, and the Warriors are on a 4-game losing streak. Who's really winning here? So hopefully this will be a little bit eye-opening to Draymond Green in the sense that you're 33 years old, you want to defend your teammate, do it in a way that's not going to hurt the team. That's all I have to say. I'm not Draymond Green, so he may do it differently, but I'm intrigued to see what his response will be to the suspension, which of course, if you guys are subscribed today to Warriors Today, we will have any updates you possibly need to know about this scuffle or any future scuffles that Draymond Green may possibly be in. We've got rumors, news, everything you possibly need. So please hit that subscribe button for me because you don't want to miss out on this stuff, especially when you got Rudy Gobert over here calling Draymond Green a clown for what he did. Not to mention Rudy Gobert was like, I think he tried to put me to sleep with the headlock, but he's not very good at strangling. So I'm not really sure where Rudy Gobert stands on this because I don't know why Draymond Green would be good at that sort of thing, but ultimately, I don't think Draymond Green was trying to do any harm to Gobert in the sense of putting him to sleep or knocking him out. I think he was trying to get Gobert off his teammate, which when you're coming in from at a certain angle in the court, it's going to look like Rudy Gobert is now in the scuffle, just like Draymond Green would be. But hopefully this does help Draymond Green just calm down a bit on the court. Or if there is a scuffle, you guys know Sean McVay's got somebody for the Los Angeles Rams head coach. He has somebody to pull him back on the sidelines whenever he gets too close to the field or in the player's way. Maybe the Warriors need to hire a player that just locks up Draymond Green when a fight starts. Ultimately, it was a pretty intense incident, and I wish it didn't happen because I would love to see Draymond Green take on the next 5 opponents because I do think the Warriors did show promising signs of the bench finally showing up. Over 10 players scored for the Warriors in the Minnesota Timberwolves game, and they all kind of rallied without their 3 stars. So I wish Draymond Green could be there to actually see how this new rotation is going to work with Brandon Pajemski in it. But the Warriors and the Warriors fans are going to have to wait 5 games to see what it's going to look like with Steph Curry and Draymond Green back. I will keep you guys updated on Steph Curry's injury. Hopefully he will be back by next week when they do face the Oklahoma City Thunder for the 2nd time, but he will not play tomorrow night, and Draymond Green will not play until November 28th against the Kings because he has now been suspended for 5 straight games.